Welcome to the OMG Show.
Hello and welcome to the OMG Show. Today we're going to be talking about paid traffic to membership site secrets. Now, pretty sure if you're interested in this episode, you're looking into how to actually get paid traffic to work for your membership site. And I mean, who wouldn't? Membership sites, subscription-based businesses are all the rage right now, right? It's predictable, steady, recurring revenue, right? So rather than getting, one customer and trying to figure out how to get another, you have a steady stream of income that you can expect month over month over month. Now, the trick to that is actually making it work, right? And actually getting people to your offer and converting them. And the kind of, magic in order to get this to work is if you can get this to convert from cold traffic. How do you actually bring in more members from advertisements, right? So that's what I want to talk about in today's episode. And really, when it comes to membership acquisition, you can go either straight to sale, meaning, here's the ad, and then the ad goes like, hey, you know what? Here's what it is. Here's what it's going to do for you. Here's what you're going to benefit from. Here's how much it is. Join now. Okay. Which 95% of the time does not work. Unfortunately, going into a direct to sale type of paid traffic strategy, from what I've seen, from what I've personally done, has not worked. Okay. So I don't want you to spend your dollars going straight from paid traffic into some kind of membership offer, because the reality is that people do not want to pay for a membership, right? They don't want to know that there's going to be an upcoming bill month over month over month, especially if it's the first interaction, right? It's cold traffic. These are people that have, don't have an idea of who you are, don't know what kind of value you can provide. You have to think of it as, a relationship, and you have to date first. And going straight from cold traffic to a membership model is a pretty big ask. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about 3 distinct ways that you can use paid traffic to get more members into your membership model that aren't direct to sale. Okay, which means we're going to be doing some trials. Okay, now trials work for a variety of reasons. Number one, it's a low commitment, right? So it's an easy way for someone to say, yes, let me try before you buy. One of my old mentors once gave me the puppy dog example, where he's like, listen, let's say you're a kid and you go to this puppy dog store, and the owner says, you know what, here's a little puppy, take it home for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, come back, I'll bring it and I'll take it back happily. What do you think is going to happen? More often than not, the kid is going to keep the dog. The parents are going to keep the dog because they're going to see how much this kid loves the dog and all that kind of stuff, right? So you have to approach your membership site in that way by using trials, okay? Now, from paid traffic, how do we introduce the trial? Because even going from a cold ad, right, an advertisement on Facebook, on Google, on YouTube, into a trial doesn't really work, okay? It works only marginally better than going direct to sale. So let's go ahead and talk about 3 distinct ways on how to make a trial work from paid traffic. The first one is what we call essentially a bribe offer. Okay, so there's many huge top marketers that do this, and because it works. So what it is they give you a huge, awesome product, or a big box of stuff, if you will, right? So it's a $2,000, $3,000 program, but you get it for the low price of whatever your membership offer is. Okay, so let's say your membership is $200 a month. Right? You're going to say, hey, listen, here's this really cool, awesome thing. It has all this really good stuff, and this is everything that it's going to do for you. And the regular price of this is $1,000, $2,000, what have you. But you can get in today if you try it for $200. Okay. And the other thing you can do with that is include even a trial with that. Listen, the regular rate of my membership is $200, but if you want, I'll give it to you for the next 2 weeks for $1. You come in for $1, you get all this really cool stuff, right? And then after the 2 weeks, if you like it, we're going to continue to charge you $200 a month for that. Okay. So the idea here is that you're creating an advertisement that advertises this really cool, big product. Okay. Maybe it's one of your courses, your premier courses. Maybe it's a high-end offer that you have, right? That people really want, that can produce a lot of value, and that has a high ticket price to it. And then what you do is you kind of, position that as the main thing that you're offering, but then come in from the back and say, listen, I do have a membership. I want you to try this membership. But before you actually go in for the $200 a month offer, I want you to try it for $1. Okay. Now it doesn't have to be $1. It can be $7, $14, $50, whatever you feel comfortable with. And I know some of you might be asking, okay, well, that's great. How long should a trial be? And in my experience, there hasn't really been much of a difference between a 7 and a 14-day trial. Typically, the stick rate in the cases that I've seen are relatively the same. So what I like to do is start with the 14-day first and then see what my rollover rate is, right? So how many people are doing the trial, and then how many of those people actually go into the full membership, okay? If that doesn't necessarily work, then I'll go down to the 7-day trial and see what that's like, okay? So that's strategy number 1, okay? Let's go ahead and advertise this really cool big product and then say, listen, my membership is $200 or whatever it is per month, but rather than you paying that right now, I want you to try for $1. So they're getting all this massive value for $1. So it's really kind of a no-brainer solution. The other strategy number 2, is webinar to trial. Okay, so most webinars in the space are positioned to have 45 minutes worth of content, 15 minutes worth of selling, and they're typically selling something between, I don't know, $500 to $2,000. Okay, so in that same sense, you want to approach a webinar the way you would normally, but at the end, rather than positioning your, $2,000, $500 product, you're positioning a trial. Okay, come on in for $1, come on in for $7, whatever you want. All right, the idea is that you want to build a lot of know, like, and trust through the webinar to get people to say, you know what, yeah, I want to be a part of this trial. Let me see if it's the right fit for me, and then I'll decide if I want to continue doing it afterward. Because again, this is kind of dating, right? So a webinar is a great tool, even in today's world, where you can provide that expertise, where you can provide that value to your market. And at the end of the day, remember, you're selling confidence, and a webinar allows people to see how confident you are in being able to solve their problems. Okay, so strategy number 2 is webinar to trial. Now, strategy number 3, which is my favorite, and at the same time, for me personally, has been the best way to get members into a membership offer, is an order bump. Okay, so this is actually pretty cool, because what ends up happening is that you create a really cool product, a low-end offer, typically somewhere between $27 to $97, and you advertise this offer to your market. It can be a really cool ebook, it could be a mini course, it could be a variety of different things. But the idea here is that you have this really cool book or offer for whatever price, and then at the checkout you have an order bump, and the order bump has to directly correlate with what they are purchasing. Okay, so that order bump is positioned to say, hey, you know what? Would you like to have access to this membership where we're going to help you accelerate, get results faster, easier, and then match that benefit with whatever they're currently purchasing. And you let them know, hey, listen, it's going to be $1 for the next 7 or 14 days. After that, it's going to be $49 a month or $200 a month or whatever you have, or what have you. That's a very simple strategy that you can implement with cold traffic. And the beauty of this strategy is that even if people decide not to take you up on that order bump, that front end offer is going to help alleviate the cost of ads. Okay, which is even better, because then you have the potential to either get customers for free or even get them at profit. So, I mean, it's getting paid to generate customers is never a bad thing, right? So that's my favorite strategy. That's the one that I recommend. It's going straight to add to here's an offer, and then on the order bump, boom, here it is. And if you're looking for conversion rates, typically on that order bump, you should probably see around a 50 to 60% conversion rate if you do it right. And again, it's all about making sure you position your membership as an extension of whatever they're purchasing, that front end offer, right? You want to make sure that they understand that by being a part of this membership, they're going to get results faster and easier. They're going to have more access to you, to experts, and pretty much all the tools and resources to make their lives so much better. Okay, so that's it. Those are 3 little strategies that you can put right now to start testing how to get cold traffic into your membership site. Again, you don't want to go straight into the offer. It doesn't work. It's dating. It's going to take time. It's a relationship. And one of the best ways to do that is through a trial. And there's 3 different ways that I recommend using trials, either going straight to it, using a webinar, or again, placing it in the order bump so you can offset your cost of ads. All right. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the OMG Show. I'll see you all here tomorrow.